There's a field called embodiment, and the guy who really began the research into this field is a man called Paul Ekman. And he was looking at expressions and the relationship to expressions to emotions. And one of the early experiments that he did was to get students to sit down and put on their faces a particular expression, because it's thought that there are about 7 basic expressions: anger, sadness, disgust, things like that. And so we would get students to think of feeling disgusted, make that expression on their face, or be angry. And what he found was that after a number of repetitions of this, the people actually began to report themselves feeling like their facial expression. So we're used to the idea with the mind-body connection of how our thoughts translate into our feelings. But nobody ever really thought that our feelings can translate into our thoughts, or that our physiology is something that our brain can use to estimate how it should currently be feeling according to what's happening to it. So when you think about the phrase "fake it till you make it," it suddenly begins to make sense. That if you can embody the feeling of something that would be useful to you, something like confidence, and think about what your physiology of confidence would be, and you're able to successfully maintain that physiology through a circumstance in which it's needed, then you'll actually begin to feel more confident and behave in that way. It's just an odd trick that our brain seems to be using our body for clues about how it feels about what's going on. So, for example, one of the practical benefits that came from this was with people with anxiety. They found that a simple thing that you can do that can reduce your anxiety is to get something like a pen or any item at all like this and clench it between your teeth when you're feeling that way, so that your lips don't actually touch the item, like this. Now you can see that it's making me smile. Look ridiculous, obviously, but making me smile. Now the idea is, because my face is smiling in a situation where I'm feeling anxious, it confuses the brain, because I can't be feeling anxious if I'm smiling. Ergo, there's no reason for the anxiety, and it reduces the sympathetic system's response, and you feel less anxious or panicky than you were before. It's just a very simple, quick fix in a way that might make you look a little bit odd on the tube, but nevertheless, it's something that could really work. So, what I'm suggesting is that when you give thought to how you are in any situation, when you're less than your best at what you'd like to be better at, how is your physiology supporting that state? And what could you do to change it? If you think about moments when you are feeling really good, really powerful, really confident, really on top of things, how would somebody watching you know that? By the way you're standing or sitting, by the set of your shoulders, by your breathing, by the angle of your chin? How do you radiate that sense of power or confidence? And if you can trap that, if you can learn how to manifest that physiology anytime you like, it's what in NLP they call an anchor. Your whole body becomes an anchor, that when you go into that physiology, it automatically shifts you into the state that goes with it. So what a lovely thing, that your body can lead you into the state you need to be anytime you want it, just by telling it to be that way. So think about that in the future. Watch yourself when you're being less than you want to be. What's the physiology that goes with that? Watch yourself when you're being great at something. What's the physiology that goes with that? And make sure you do more of what you want and less of what you don't.